Welcome, and thanks for joining us for Session 4, Blessed are Those Who Mourn. What is something that makes you laugh? What is something that makes you cry? Go ahead and pause this video to answer these questions. Today we'll join a huge crowd of people following Jesus. He sees their hurts and pains and cares for them in many ways. He leads them to a mountain. Let's climb the mountain. There are many ways to climb. Remember that you can hike, you can use ropes, you can roll using a hiking wheelchair, or you can climb by yourself or with a friend. Pick a way to move up the mountain. Ready, set, let's climb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew, we made it. Let's find a seat and settle our bodies after that big climb. In your imagination, let's look around at all we can see. In Jesus' time, people believed mountains were holy and special places to be with God, maybe because they reach up high into the sky. Jesus told them about God's kingdom on this mountain. You can think of a kingdom as the way the world works or is set up. In God's kingdom, there is abundance, more than enough honor, food, money, love, power, and resources for every child of God to thrive. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 4, Jesus says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." There were people in Jesus' time, just like today, who were taught crying was a shameful thing to do, that mourning showed weakness and was too vulnerable. Many of the rich and powerful people spent their time trying not to cry. They focused on gathering money and control to feel strong and unshakable. In this promise, Jesus speaks to people who mourn or cry and praises them. Why do you think he did this? I bet everyone here has cried before. I have. Why do you think people cry? Crying shows we are alive, awake, aware. Crying shows we are brave. Crying shows we are willing to feel pain, our own and someone else's pain. You're not trying to block the pain around you or keep your distance from it. Tears and crying are important, especially when what makes you cry is painful or hard to hold. It's also a beautiful way we connect with God. Did you know God cries too? And that Jesus cried during his time on earth? God cries for everyone. God's heart is wide and holds all the pain of everyone hurting throughout the whole world. And when we cry, it's a way of sharing in God's heart. Jesus promises here that God will comfort us when we cry. And Jesus promised God would bring comfort and make things right for all the people listening who face injustice, shame, and poverty, which cause them to cry and grieve. One way God brings comfort is through you. Hold your hands with your palms up. When you offer your hand or loving words, especially to someone who is sad, you are God's comfort to that person. Crying together and being vulnerable always helps us belong with each other, and they bring us close to God. Before we transition to our next activity, I would like to bless you. A blessing is something you receive, so open your hands like you are ready to receive a gift. I will speak a blessing. If you receive it, take the blessing and put it in your heart. May God bless you when you laugh and when you cry. God understands all your feelings. Let me say that once more. May God bless you when you laugh and when you cry. God understands all your feelings. Here's your imagining and coloring page for session 4. Color this page while discussing the questions. Share about a time you cried. What happened? How did you feel after you cried? How can you be God's comfort to someone this week? How do you comfort a friend who is sad? Some people send messages or cards to encourage their friends who are sad. For your activity this week, you will be creating a card of encouragement. First, print out the activity page that is in your email. It looks like this. To make the card, turn the card page over so the design is facing down on your surface. Fold the paper in half by bringing the top edge down to meet the bottom edge. Then fold the left edge over to meet the right edge. It should be blank inside when you open the card. Complete the card with a word of encouragement. The front of the card says, "When you are feeling sad, remember." On the inside, write your own words of comfort. Here are a few sample choices. God hears your prayers. Everyone feels sad sometimes. Someday you will feel better. I'll always be here for you. Let's close with a prayer. Repeat after me. Comforting God. Thank you for our tears and how they teach us. Free us and connect us to you. Thank you for holding the pain that makes us cry and for crying with us. Please use us to be your comfort to someone this week. Amen.